Well, the reason that I was so moved by helping the victims of the Louisiana flood is because when I had just had my first baby, she's now 21, when she was just 7 months old, in fact it was this week in 1995, my husband had been out of town, he was in the military, and he'd been out of town for like 7 weeks, and Hurricane Opal was coming to Florida, to where we lived in Niceville. And when I went to bed, it seemed that it was going to miss us, but when I got up and checked the weather at about 6:30, it was coming right for us, and it was a really, really big hurricane. And so I had to get up and quickly throw things together for me, Becky, who was 7 months old, and my dog. And so we had to hop in the car. My dad called and he said, "Stay right there, I'm going to come get you." And I asked him, are you listening to yourself? Because that doesn't sound very smart. And so we hopped in the car. We were on our way by about 7:30 in the morning. I didn't bring much with us because I figured I'll just borrow my mom's clothes, and I threw some clothes in for Becky, some dog food for Becky, and so we started out driving with everyone else that was evacuating. And I told my dad that I would call him as soon as I got on the road because I had my new cell phone. It wasn't really a cell phone, it was a bag phone. It weighed about 20 pounds. And I said, I'll call you as soon as I get on my way. Well, I couldn't because all the airwaves were full. But it took us about 13 hours. It was my parents' wedding anniversary. It took us about 13 hours to do what normally took 5.5 hours. And it was pouring, and the radio people were saying, you need to get off the road, you need to find shelter, and driving through, throwing Cheerios at Becky and singing Itsy Bitsy Spider. And so we finally pulled in at about, I don't know, 7 or 8 that night. And it was kind of frazzling, but fortunately we didn't have a lot of hurricane damage. And there was in the area, but our house was pretty okay. But everything was shut down for over a week. And that was it. But that was kind of why I have sympathy for when people are expecting a hurricane or things like that.